Welcome to River City Plus, the show after the show after the show. That is River City Live. So we're back. I'm Rance, Jana Angel, Double A Energy.
Hey.
It's been a minute. It feels like.
It has been a minute. Well, somebody took a day off yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody.
I mean, it was so today is perfect for the conversation because we're all about like being zen and mindful and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, yesterday, well, I mean, I had to burn the day, but it was a mental health day. Just feeling very connected with my space. I finally took down my Halloween.
Hey.
And I was like this close. I was so close to throwing up some Christmas stuff, and I'm like, can't do it. I've already drawn that line.
I would have been like, listen, because if I'm in the like switcheroo mode, you might as well just like keep the good vibes going. Because if not, I'm gonna wind up like I did last year with like just my one ornament like leaning on my mantle.
No, because I got more days coming up. But the fact that I've like dug my heels in so hard last week is like I'm adamant that I want to experience Thanksgiving before we move to Christmas. I mean, we'll see if that actually works out. Like I said, I might get ahead of myself. Oh, the Grinch in me is dying. I think my heart's swelling.
I know it's gonna go through. You're even wearing like a red shirt. Like you're subconsciously already ready for Christmas.
Maybe that's what it was. Peacocking a little bit. I'm like, like, all I want for Christmas is you. All right, there you go.
You felt some type of way about it, though, when we saw that come on last week. You had some strong opinions.
The big show, the big reveal, it was just so much. It's like, and we hadn't even gotten to Thanksgiving yet. Or not Thanksgiving, Halloween. It was like before Halloween, and I'm like, I mean, come on, can we at least get through Halloween? I mean, yeah, I get it. Maybe Thanksgiving is a little slow. You're behind the eight ball, but I'm like, can't we do Halloween? Like, go get our candy and have that experience.
Yeah, that's true. Now we're in like the residuals of Halloween, and everyone's still got it like all around their office and everything. I need that to wrap up because it's almost gift basket season, and I love that, and it makes me feel so fancy because like I remember when I was a kid, and my dad, like all of his clients or like people that he worked throughout the year, everyone like gives you all these treats, which is great, and unless you're an adult getting them, like as a kid it seems great. As an adult, you're like, great. Do I need to eat my weight in See's candy? No. Do I need to eat fudge that comes in this decorative holiday packet? No. Do I need a popcorn bucket that's as big as our coffee table? No.
Or how much summer sausage and block cheese and crap.
I'm into that. No. I have a beef jerky stick over there that I haven't even finished yet. You can bring me the
But I mean, like, when you were growing up, you're like, because I mean, I wasn't really into that growing up, but now I'm like, okay, but we're also in that mental of like, oh, I want to eat more natural and stuff. And so if you want to get on that high horse, that summer sausage come in that package and that cheese that knows how long it's been packaged up, you might kind of think a few certain ways, but I'm not gonna lie. If it shows up, I'm eating it.
If there's a Pepperidge Farm basket with my name on it, ho ho ho, I'm a happy girl. I'm just saying. Anyways, before we get too ahead of ourselves at Christmas, actually, this segue, jump right on. One thing that I always love to encourage people is to give the gift of an experience because our houses are just stuffed full of stuff. It's clutter. If somebody gives it to you, you got to keep it for the next 8 to 10 years and put it out when they come over. So I'm one of those people, I love to give a gift card. I love to give, like a gift of an experience or something that maybe you wouldn't treat yourself to. So our friends at Circles of Wellness let me take Vaughn and Rance around just to show them, the space, which I feel like you guys really liked. It was a very fun day. I like this place because it has a pool. So it's like a full-fledged day spa and med spa. But it's just kind of tucked away. The fact that it has a pool is very different. There's only a couple around here that have it. So they have their grand opening and they're going to be doing a lot of deals and things like that. But what did you think of the space?
I thought it was very inviting. And I like that it was like when you talk about the Circles of Wellness, you go in and as you're walking through, it's actually in a circle. Like you keep going, you like walk in, you're like, oh, okay, this is the space, but it's like, keep going and going and going, and then you have all these little ante rooms that do specific services, and then you've got this little offshoot area with a pool where you can relax. And it's actually getting that time of year where hanging out by the pool is not a brutally
Right.
hot experience. And I mean, I gotta say, the mimosas, fire.
They were fire. And also too, I love that they have a party room. So the way I found this place was actually I was digging for a spa to take my sister to, and my usual suspects were frankly booked. So, I'm looking for other alternatives, and I was so glad that it happened because I found this place. They have a whole party room, and they'll fix lunch for you. You just let them know what you want. We had like a big charcuterie plate and everything, and mimosas, and we just had the best time. And we went on like a weekday, so it was almost like we had the place to ourselves, which was really cool. And it was just a great experience. Everyone was very kind, very friendly, and again, you know me, like I'm bougie, but like on a budget. So I like the fact that they had a membership that was $20 a month, and it gets you 20% off of any service, including med spa, like also the Botox and stuff like that. So that's some big savings. So I was like throwing my money at the girl at the door.
And yeah, and they were super nice and super knowledgeable. And so it's like one of those experiences, like even the fellas, you can go out and have your own day spa experience. Don't be ashamed. I've gotten a few mani-pedis in my life. I'm above it. I'm not above it. I'm not getting my eyebrows plucked. I'm good on that. Botox, BDC, I'm golden on that as well. But they also, speaking on that event space, they're open for, you can actually rent out the space and have your own little kind of day spa party. So they're wanting people to know that experience is out there as well. And that's something I never considered. You talk about being booked out over here, there, whatever. It's like, you know what? I want to take my girlfriends and we want to feel like we're like true royalty or princesses.
Right,
so
yeah.
it's our space. So I think that's really cool. I don't know of anybody else that's doing something like that. So I might be misspeaking. I'm just saying from my experience. Don't judge.
Yeah, I thought it was great. So, another thing that we're coming like around the holiday season is it's a really great time to maybe surprise your kiddos with a fur baby. And you got to meet a really sweet buddy today, Rance.
Oh yeah, my man Buddy. I mean, my man has got mad muscles. He is
Look at
yoked.
him. I was like, he literally has like rippling muscles. I don't know if you can see it in this monitor, but I mean, he's walking. It's just like rip, 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 rip. But he's like so happy. He's such a little cutie.
He's just chilling, and it was interesting. I was looking at the muscles, and it made me think of like those cartoon dogs that are like graphic dogs that are like showing, and they're just huge and jacked. But he has a actually very chill disposition. The only caveat, doesn't like other animals, so he's got to be the main focus in the house. But having said that, he's a cuddle buddy, great with kids, and we'll go out, and I mean, if you want to walk, he'll walk. Trust.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing is that if you want to, make sure you're staying active, maybe you want to escape the family, like during the holiday season, you're like, oh, I gotta go walk the dog, Buddy, he's gotta have his walks.
But yeah, so Buddy's looking for a forever home, and they have a lot of fur babies up there in Nassau Humane. Actually, all of the shelters are either full or overflowing. So as much as they would like people to come adopt, they're actually asking people to just foster. So give the fur babies a few days outside of the shelter so they can actually feel like a dog, 2-3 days, maybe a week, and you gotta get an opportunity to relax and have that experience and that unconditional love. But it gets them out and they can kind of take a breather, because I mean, being in that shelter, yeah, they have like a safe spot and all that stuff, but they need some attention, and they don't need a lot of the noise that they're hearing all day, every day. So yeah, just something to consider.
Yeah, just how we need time to decompress, animals are the same. So I always think that's a great opportunity. I mean, they were talking about the Parade of Pets, or Parade of Paws that's coming up, and it's crazy how many kinds of animals are participating in this.
Wait. When you first hear this kind of thing, what's the first thought? What's it going to be?
Well, I was like, oh, it's people walking with their dogs in Santa hats. Like I was,
No, they do things different up there in Fernandina and Amelia Island.
Yes. I was like, okay, so it's like, an ugly sweater walk with your dogs. But she started talking about the fact that they had donkeys and goats. And she's like, we're trying to figure out how to incorporate the guinea pigs. And I was like, I'm sorry, wait, what? Like, you know how you're tuned in, but then you really have
What?
shuffle ball change and make sure you know what they're talking about. So I thought that was a really unique way to also get to highlight some of the adoptable pets, but just let everybody have a great day of fun with a lot of four-legged or not four-legged creatures.
That's how they roll up there. I mean, maybe you've got a duck that people, I've seen that too, but it's part of their Dickens weekend. And if you don't know anything about how Fernandina does it, so the day after Thanksgiving, they have pajama day, and basically the whole city square, which technically is Black Friday or whatever, everybody wears pajamas. everybody, every store owner, people that are in the know, they bring their pajamas, they come out and hang out. That's just what they do.
Everyone's just in PJs the day
Yeah,
after?
yeah. They are all the shop owners. That's that's like one of their big draws. And then Dickens weekend, I want to say, is the second Saturday or second weekend in December. We'll have to verify that. But everybody, the shop owners and people at residents, they dress up in Victorian costumes. So it's like throwback. They go all in. I mean, the shops are adorned. It's an experience when you roll up there. So, give Buddy a forever home. We've actually got a couple of restaurants we're going to be featuring in a possible Olympian up from Fernandina in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. But I want to pivot to another set of fur babies we were talking about on the show. Like Jana's like, oh yeah, 121 Financials, they're coming in, they're talking about fur babies. I'm like, oh, we're going to have multiple pets on the show. No, it didn't work out that way.
So the slightly different kind of fur baby, these are the results of last year's Teddy's for Tykes drive. Now, this is something really special to 121 Financial. They're very, involved with the community. They always do something at the beginning of the school year to stuff backpacks, and around the holiday season, they work with the Ronald McDonald House to get teddy bears for all the kids that are staying in the Ronald McDonald House. Now, last year, they literally had hundreds of bears, but they barely lasted through the season because they just said, unfortunately, there are so many children who are coming through for their treatment, their families that are coming through to support the kids and things like that. So they want to really double down on their efforts. So that's why they came on today to talk to us about the kind of bears they need. Showing off how many they got and like the local mascots and stuff coming through. I just thought that was really cool.
So from my personal experience, the little diva one Christmas had to spend part of the Christmas in the hospital for something. And I can't tell you how much it meant for her, but especially for us as parents to be in there and the hospital. We were in Dallas at the time, but that people cared enough to donate and try to bring a little light to kids that are dealing with some health issues that they're scared about and not really comfortable about, and to know that, and then they're sitting there going through it. They've got there forever, but if somebody brings another one and they're like, okay, they can relate that experience to the next time if they have to come in, like, okay, this is a safe place and stuff like that where people are looking out for me. So I'm really big proponent. Please look into donating on that level. And there's a bunch of different toy drives. We're going to be talking about that a lot over the next few weeks. But there's going to be a lot of families that are hurting this season. And so any small thing we can do to help ease some of that burden, I'm all for it. So this is epic. So I'm going to go out. We'll probably do our thing. RCL, we kind of pool our funds together. So, and Jana's the ringleader. So we'll throw her the money, let her do the heavy lifting, but we're going to do our bit to contribute as well. So this is an amazing, I think, endeavor that they're doing.
Yeah, I think so too. Somebody mentioned to me, they said, I just don't really know how to get involved in Jacksonville. And I was like,
Nah.
Pause. Sit by me. But I think that's the thing. If you're somebody that's newer to the area, or maybe, you're just kind of having like a reconnection to the holidays or something, and you want to focus on something outside of yourself, it gives you a whole new view on the season. Like we get kind of stuck in, they call it the typical hustle and bustle and the things you got to do and the crap you got to buy and whatever. We get so, I think, drowning in the noise, but you think about a child who's sitting by themselves and the only noise that they're hearing is beeping of a machine that they're hooked up to, really skids things into perspective. So, when you do feel like that or whatever, just take that energy and refocus it and see what can you do for somebody else. That 121 Financial made it so easy. They have an Amazon link. I'll make sure you guys have it, down below. But just take that moment, take this holiday season, refocus, and kind of refactor that in for something local and loving.
So we talked about mindfulness with Circles of Wellness. Jana and I actually had another conversation about slow lifestyles and some of the mental health or apps people are using for mental health and stuff like that, but we're out of time.
I know, I'm like, wow, right, quick.
So we will have to have that discussion on another day when we're feeling even more zen. But thank you guys for hanging out with us on RC Plus. We'll be doing it again tomorrow, obviously. And we will be doing our show at 9:30 a.m. Always a good time. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing poetry and cocktails
On River City?
live.